Hi guys, Mike Reviews It All here. I was doing a quick video on my lunch here. I really wanted to talk about the Conor McGregor Nate Diaz fight that a lot of people are pushing for. A lot of people also watching the Kevin Lee Tony Ferguson fight for the interim title. Conor fighting the winner of that one just doesn't make sense to me. It's just not marketable. In my opinion, belts are not what they used to be. I'm going to get a lot of flack from hardcore fight fans, and I've been a hardcore fight fan. I was watching UFC literally since the beginning. Me and my friends rented them on VHS tapes in a little town of Walla Walla from Ma's Video, which nobody's ever heard of unless she lived in Walla Walla, and then maybe you still never heard of it. But that's the fight I want to see. That's the fight that when I'm talking to people, they all want to see. Everybody wants to fight Conor right now, and everybody wants to see Conor fight. And here's the thing, Nick Diaz and Conor McGregor, they may not be the two best fighters in MMA. Best pound for pound right now, since John Jones is suspended, probably Demetrius Johnson. And Conor might not even be in the top 5. I don't know. Nate Diaz, not really either, but he's got a style that gives Conor problems. But here's why these people want to see these guys fight. Yes, there's an animosity between them that sells fights. Yes, there's a lot of controversy. It's very entertaining to watch the trash talking. Nate is not like Floyd. He doesn't just stand there and smile. He's going to give it back as good as he takes. But when they get in the cage, they put on an amazing show together. Whether they are the two best fighters in MMA right now, probably not skill-wise, but to me, this trilogy is the Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward of our generation. If anybody hasn't watched Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward, go to YouTube right now or wherever you can find that. If you're not a boxing fan, you will become a boxing fan. Arturo Gatti was one of the absolute just legends because he would take punches to give punches. He would stand toe-to-toe with everyone. I think he literally had like 6 fights of the year in his career. It was like every time that guy stepped in a ring, it was candidate for fight of the year. Because that's just how entertaining of a fighter he was. He did not care. He was like a real-life Rocky. And Mickey Ward, same kind of guy. Nick Diaz reminds me a lot of these guys. Conor's a little different. He's more like kind of like a mix of Floyd Mayweather and these guys as far as like personality. He's got the whole money image and everything. Now, the bravado, a different kind of bravado than Nick does. Some people really want to see Conor get knocked off his pedestal because they think he's getting really arrogant. And I mean, kind of hard to argue. I like watching Conor. He's very entertaining to me. That's why I want to see this fight. But there's not really a whole lot you can say to argue when somebody says that Conor's arrogant. Because, I mean, yeah I'm pretty sure he would say he's arrogant. He's braggadocious. He's all of those things. I mean, he's Tyson. He's Liston. He's Ali. As far as talking the game, he eclipsed Chael Sonnen as the best trash talker in MMA, in my mind, by far. Nick's a better trash talker than Chael Sonnen, too, by the way. But Chael was good, especially in his time. He kind of laid the groundwork for that kind of thing, and I think Chael really profited from that was outside of his almost victory of Anderson Silva. To me, Chael didn't really have a real impressive career. He's never one of those top-tier guys. He wasn't a championship caliber fighter, in my mind. He was a bad matchup for Anderson. And the second time they fought, Anderson made adjustments and took care of him very quickly. And that's what great fighters do. But no, I think this is the fight that we need to see. And it is kind of sad that the best fights out there right now aren't for the championship belts. You can make this one for a belt, and I understand the people that are going to say, you know, Nate, well, not only is Nate Diaz not the #1 contender right now at 155, I don't even think he's ranked, and if he was fighting at 155, he'd be ranked maybe 5, because, I mean, he's lost to some of these guys. I mean, he's lost to a few of these guys. He's never really gotten scorched that I can think of. But when these two guys get in a ring for some reason, it creates magic. And that's a magic that the UFC needs right now. They need to cash in on that $4 billion price tag that they paid for the sport to begin with, which I think is starting to look like more of a deal, honestly. And Conor's a big part of that. But so is Nate, and I wish they would bring Nick back. I think he's also super entertaining. But back and forth, rock'em, sock'em, robots. Who knows who wins this fight? I don't think Conor finishes Nate. I don't see Conor finishing Nate at all, unless he's just gotten so much better at his boxing through the training and with the Floyd Mayweather fight. And that's going to be very interesting. That he's got to be a better boxer after that, right? He was sparring with Paul Malignaggi, knocked Paul Malignaggi down several times. Paul Malignaggi is world class. That guy's a world championship fighter. And the video that they showed, I mean, it might have been out of context, but he was smoking Paul Malignaggi. And then, you know, 10 rounds with the greatest of all time. He definitely took some of those rounds, hit Floyd with a few shots like he's never been hit before. I don't think Floyd was ever in any trouble, but the guy'd never been in a boxing match in his life. Are you kidding me? Nate Diaz, I used to think Nate and Nick were probably, in my mind, the best straight boxers in MMA, at least in men's MMA. They're getting a lot of really good strikers in women's MMA, with Holly Holm and Shevchenko and Amanda Nunes, even Chris Cyborg. That's amazing, but getting off track a little bit there. Nate Diaz is just a very accurate striker. He throws straight punches. He's got a great jab, and when you throw straight punches and jabs and stuff like that, I mean, you got 4-ounce gloves on, you can knock somebody down with a jab, and then you get him on the ground, and this guy is like literally one of the best jiu-jitsu artists on the planet. Him and his brother train like crazy. They train with, you know, they've trained with the Gracies. They train with Eddie Bravo. They've trained with Gilbert Melendez, and they only work with killers. They were trained with Ronda Rousey back in the day. I mean, these guys are a couple of killers. And Conor's a killer on the feet. He can hold his own on the ground as long as he doesn't get tired out. And at 155 with a training camp, I don't think he's going to get tired out. We're starting to get a little close to be able to make that December 30th headliner, which I would love to see, because I want to have a New Year's party and invite everybody over that Saturday to watch Conor and Nate. But I really hope it happens. I know there's a lot of reasons that a lot of people out there hope it doesn't happen. They want to see some of these other contenders get a chance to fight for the belts. But if I'm Conor, I'm really not caring about the belts right now. There's so much money to be made in this fight, and this fight is just, it's really good for MMA in my opinion, and it would be even better than fighting the #1 contender, which I am mixed about, but in this case, I think it fits the bill. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think I'm totally off base? Give me your comments down there. Please give me a like if you like what I do here. Please subscribe to this channel. Tell me what you want to see in the future. And because really this is your channel, and I want it to be more of an interaction than just me talking here. And thanks very much for watching my video. Have a great week, guys.